Let's begin by offering our respects to ISKCON founder Acharya and our preeminent Shiksha Guru, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
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 Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swa Padantikam Vande Ham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha kalpa taruvyascha kripa sindhuvya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Okay, what did we see in the previous class?
Basically, the salvation of Shakatasura and Pranavar.
Yeah, Shakatasura and Trinavarta. How old was Krishna when he delivered Shakatasura?
3 months.
3 months old.
3 months. And how old was he when he delivered Trinavarta?
1
He
year.
was 1 year old.
1 year old.
1 year.
It
No?
was
3
his
months old.
1-year-old birthday.
3 months old. 3 months
No,
old.
When he
3
killed
months old.
Shakatas, when he delivered Shakatasura, 3 months, and when he delivered Trinavarta, 1 year, right?
1 year.
It was exactly during his birthday.
So, in both occasions, a ceremony was being celebrated, no? When he delivered Shakatasura, what was the occasion that was being celebrated?
He turned on his back.
Krishna was beginning to turn around, no? And therefore, Mother Yashoda was celebrating this occasion with the other gopis in Gokul. Then, when he completed 1 year, they were celebrating his first birthday, right? That was when Trinavarta came and then he took Krishna away. All right. So, today, what we will be seeing is the name giving ceremony or the Namakaran Samskara of Krishna. So remember, Krishna book is the commentary of the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is a conversation between Sukadeva Goswami and Maharaj Parikshit. Maharaj Parikshit was cursed to die within 7 days, and that's when he went in search of the absolute truth. And then Sukadeva Goswami narrates the Srimad Bhagavatam to Maharaj Parikshit in 7 days and nights. So when Sukadeva Goswami narrated this history of how Krishna delivered Trinavarta, after that he went into flashback and he's recalling the name-giving ceremony of Krishna, which occurred shortly after Shakatasura was delivered. So this incident, remember Bhagavatam, it's not necessary that the histories are coming in the same sequence as they happen because it's a conversation. So in this case, Sukadeva Goswami is recalling the Namkaran Samskara after that happened after Krishna delivered Shakatasura, but before he delivered Trinavarta. So Krishna was some 100 days old when this Namkaran Samskara took place. Okay.
Is it common practice to wait that long for the
That's what
naming
it was done
ceremony?
in Gokul at that time. The different communities, they have different, it's not the same for everyone, right? It's not the same for everyone, but that's how it was done in that yuga. Yeah, Hari Kumar, you have your hand raised.
Yeah. So basically, in this chapter, we are going to see what was. It's like a little flashback where we are going to see what has happened before first year, right? What was happened.
Yes.
This is my okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, but before we start today's chapter, let's welcome all of you. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention the names. We have with us here Auntie Neeta, Aja, Dadmelis, Devina, Dipti Adnani, Divya, Hari Kumar Ishwaran, Jagrati, Jolie, Kamala Nandini Mataji. We have Anjali Karnani, Karuna, Lavina Dadlani from Peru. Then we have Manju Nihalani. We have Makeshwari Mataji, Meenakshi. We have NCA Venkatchari, Naresh Budrani, Nikita Gokhani. We have P.T. Alamelu, Priyanka Jha. My husband is there. My parents are there. Then we have Ranjit Das, Ritu Lalwani. We have Romi. We have Shailesh Latkar, Shivani. We have Shreya Kalaria, Swapna Latkar, Upasna Dalai, Vamika. We have Vamika is joining us for the first time. Welcome, Vamika. Then we have Vidya Ashwin, Vivansh, and we have Wendy Perez. I think Wendy Perez is also joining us for the first time, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Are we ready for chapter 8?
Yes.
Yes.
So chapter 8 is titled Vision of the Universal Form. So here we will see Krishna's Namkaran Samskara, and also we will see Krishna's naughty childhood pastimes, and we will see how Krishna shows the universal form yet again in his mouth to Mother Yashoda. This is the famous pastime. Most of us may have already heard about it, but today we will see, when we read directly from Shastra, how much more nectarian it is. After this incident, Vasudev asked his family priest, Garga Muni, to visit the place of Nanda Maharaj in order to astrologically calculate the future life of Krishna. Garga Muni was a great saintly sage who had undergone many austerities and penances and had been appointed priest of the Yadu dynasty. When Gargamuni arrived at the home of Nanda Maharaj was very pleased to see him and immediately stood up with folded hands and offered his respectful obeisances. He received Gargamuni with the feeling of one who was worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He offered him a nice sitting place, and when he sat down, Nanda Maharaj offered him a warm reception. So, see, Vasudev, of course, he is concerned about his son, and he wants his family priest to do the name giving ceremony, the Namkaran Samskara. So he sends Gargamuni to the house of Nanda Maharaj. Now Nanda Maharaj doesn't know that Vasudev has sent him with this particular purpose, no, but he is very pleased to see Gargamuni. Of course, he's a Brahmin and he's a very senior personality, a devotee. So he receives him very, very respectfully, as one should do. In fact, Srila Prabhupada teaches us that the spiritual master, a bona fide spiritual master, never says that he is God. No, he never says that he is God. But we worship him as good as God. We worship him as good as God. So this is what is said here. He received Gargamuni with the feeling of one who is worshipping the Supreme Personality of God. So one who is worshipping the Lord should be given the same respect as the Lord. Yes, Shailesh.
But in the previous chapter, I think we said something to the effect that despite whatever meditation, we can never even come close to, the individual can never come close to becoming God. So then, is this not a contradiction?
The individual never comes close to becoming God. One does not come close to becoming God, but the disciple or any living entity, one should worship a senior personality as good as God. That's the kind of respect you have to give to that person. It's not that he is becoming God. You give that kind of respect to the person because the devotees, the Vaishnavas, the Brahmanas are very dear to Krishna. Okay? Addressing him very politely, he said, "My dear Brahmana, your appearance in a householder's place is only to enlighten. We are always engaged in household duties and are forgetting our real duty of self-realization. Your coming to our house is to give us some enlightenment about spiritual life. You have no other purpose in visiting householders. Actually, a saintly person or a Brahmana has no business visiting householders who are always busy in the matter of dollars and cents. The only reason saintly persons and brahmanas go to the place of a householder is to enlighten him. If it is said, why don't the householders go to a saintly person or a brahmana for enlightenment? The answer is that the householders are very poor hearted. Generally, householders think that engaging in family affairs is their prime duty, and that self-realization or enlightenment in spiritual knowledge is secondary. Out of compassion only, saintly persons and brahmanas go to the householders' homes. So see this, even in the modern times we can see, when we do a samskara, then only we call the brahmanas to the house. Then they will do the samskara, they will do the ceremony. Maybe even now some samskaras are done, when the child is born, when we give the name to the child, or when we have the thread ceremony for the child, we do the samskaras, we call the Brahman to the house. So when the Brahmana comes to the house, he will do the samskara. But other than doing the samskara, it is the duty of the Brahmana to also give some spiritual knowledge, to give some enlightenment. No, the Brahmana will say, or he should say, ideally, it's his duty, that yes, it's very nice that you're doing the samskara, but actually the goal of life is far beyond this. No, it's important to focus on spiritual life. It is also important to chant the holy name. The goal of human life is to attain the love of Godhead. So like this, every time the Brahmana comes home to do some samskara, he is giving us his association and he gives us some spiritual knowledge. And this is the only reason why Brahmanas visit the grihasthas, why the Brahmanas visit the householders. Because the householders will not go to the house of the Brahmanas. Why? Because again, as here we see, householders are poor-hearted. They are so busy in their family affairs that they think that that is their primary duty, and spiritual knowledge is secondary. Spiritual duties are for later. It's like a retirement plan for the householders, but it's actually, we need to give prime importance to our spiritual life. So therefore, that's why the Brahmanas, they come to the house and they do these samskaras. Nanda Maharaj addressed Gargamuni as one of the greatest authorities in astrological science. The foretellings of astrological science, such as the occurrence of solar or lunar eclipses, are wonderful calculations, and by this particular science, a person can understand the future very clearly. Gargamuni was proficient in this knowledge. By this knowledge, one can also understand what his previous activities were that are causing him to enjoy or suffer in this life. So, the Brahmana comes home and he makes the birth chart of the child, no, and he will tell you also he will tell you about the future of the child, and he can also tell you about the past of the child. If the Brahmana is qualified, then because astrology is a science, it is not blind faith. It is not something that is only for the superstitious people. No, it is actually a science based on astronomy, based on the position of the stars and everything. And a person who actually is educated in this knowledge will be able to tell you your future, and also he will be able to tell you your past. Nanda Maharaj also addressed Gargamuni as the best of the Brahmanas. A Brahmana is one who is expert in the knowledge of the Supreme. Without knowledge of the Supreme Absolute, one cannot be recognized as a Brahmana. The exact word here used in this connection is Brahma Vidam, which means one should know the Supreme very well. An expert Brahmana is able to give reformatory facilities to the subcastes, namely the Kshatriyas and the Vaishyas. The Shudras observe no reformatory performances. The Brahmana is considered to be the spiritual master or priest for the Kshatriya and Vaishya. Nanda Maharaj happened to be a Vaishya, and he accepted Gargamuni as first class Brahmana. He therefore offered his two foster sons, namely Kṛṣṇa and Balaram, to him to purify. Nanda stated that not only these boys but all human beings just after birth should accept a qualified Brahmana as spiritual master. So, see, Brahmanas, because they are the heads of the society, they are the teachers of the society. By default, they are the spiritual masters, gurus, or they guide the others in the Varnashram system. So, they are the teachers of the Kshatriyas and the Vaishyas. The Shudras, by nature, they are not inclined spiritually. They are not interested. They are not spiritually inclined by nature. So, therefore, they do not do these samskaras. They do not do these reformatory processes. But the Kshatriyas and the Vaishyas, they accept the Brahmanas as their teachers by default. So, in this case, Nanda Maharaj is requesting Gargamuni. Now that Gargamuni he has come, he wants to take advantage of the situation, and he's requesting Gargamuni, please, can you perform the reformatory process for my sons, for Kṛṣṇa and Balaram. Upon this request, Gargamuni replied, Vasudev has sent me to see to the reformatory performances of these boys, especially Krishna's. But if I do so, it may incidentally appear that Kṛṣṇa is the son of Devaki, since I am Vasudev's family priest. So say Gargamuni knows, no, that the previous ceremonies that Nanda Maharaj has done for Krishna have been very, very elaborate and very grand affairs. So now he's saying, but if we do this Namkaran Samskara for your boys on a grand level, Kamsa will get suspicious, no, because Kamsa knows that Gargamuni is the family priest for Vasudev. So that is his concern. By his astrological calculation, Gargamuni could understand that Krishna was the son of Devaki, which Nanda did not know. Indirectly, Gargamuni said that Krishna and Balaram were both sons of Vasudev. Balaram was known as the son of Vasudev because his mother Rohini was present there. But Nanda Maharaj did not know about Krishna. So still Nanda Maharaj is not aware that Krishna is not his son. But he knows that Balaram is the son of Vasudev. Gargamuni indirectly disclosed the fact that Krishna was a son of Devaki. Gargamuni also warned Nanda Maharaj that if he would perform the reformatory ceremony, then Kamsa, who was naturally very sinful, would understand that Krishna was the son of Devaki and Vasudev. According to astrological calculation, Devaki could not have a female child, although everyone thought that the eighth child of Devaki was female. In this way, Gargamuni intimated to Nanda Maharaj that the female child was born of Yashoda and that Krishna was born of Devaki and they were exchanged. Also, the female child Durga had informed Kamsa that the child who would kill him was already born somewhere else. Gargamuni stated, "If I give your child a name and if he fulfills the prophecy of the female child to Kamsa, then it may be that the sinful demon will come and kill this child also after the name giving ceremony. But I do not want to become responsible for all these future calamities." So, Gargamuni is hinting to Nanda Maharaj. No, he is hinting because he knows from his astrological calculation, but still, Nanda Maharaj is not aware that Krishna is not his son. I mean, he is his foster son, but not his biological son. On hearing the words of Gargamuni, Nanda Maharaj said, "If there is such danger, then it is better not to plan any gorgeous name-giving ceremony. It would be better for you to simply chant the Vedic hymns and perform the purificatory process. We belong to the twice-born caste, and I am taking this opportunity of your presence. So please perform the name-giving ceremony without external pomp." Nanda Maharaj wanted to keep the name giving ceremony a secret and take advantage of Gargamuni's performing the ceremony. So, see, Nanda Maharaj is giving importance. He knows how important it is to perform these samskaras. So, Nanda Maharaj is saying, okay, we cannot do it on a grand scale because Kamsa will get suspicious, but please, you do perform this ceremony and we will keep it a secret ceremony without any external pomp. Yeah, Shailesh, you have your hand raised.
What does he mean by twice born caste?
Twice born. See, there are two births. One birth is from our parents, and the other birth is from the spiritual master. So this is twice born. The caste who accept a spiritual master, they are twice born caste. Okay. When Gargamuni, Yashriya,
Yes, Mataji. So now Nand Maharaj knows or does not know that.
no, he does not know. He
Because
does not.
indirectly Garmuni has told him, but he
But
did.
he has told him in an indirect way, but he has not taken the hint. He
Okay.
still does not know. Okay. When Gargamuni was so eagerly requested by Nanda Maharaj, he performed the name-giving ceremony as secretly as possible in the cow shed of Nanda Maharaj. So the Namkaran of Krishna and Balaram happened in a cow shed. He informed Nanda Maharaj that the son of Rohini would be very pleasing to his family members and relatives and therefore would be called Rama. In the future, he would be extraordinarily strong and therefore would be called Baladeva. Gargamuni said further, because your family and the family of the Yadus are so intimately connected and attracted, his name will also be Sankarshana. This means that Gargamuni awarded three names to the son of Rohini, namely Balaram, Sankarshan, and Baladev. But he carefully did not disclose the fact that Balaram had also appeared in the womb of Devaki and was subsequently transferred to the womb of Rohini. Krishna and Balaram are real brothers, being originally sons of Devaki. So, what are the three names that Gargamuni has given to Balaram?
Balaram, Sankarshan,
Balarama, Sanskara, and
And
Baladeva.
Baladeva.
Aha.
Baladeva.
So, what does that name Sankarshan mean? Why has he given it the name Sankarshan?
Attractive.
Hmm?
Attractive.
Attractive, no? See, actually, this name Sankarshan is also given to Balaram because he was attracted from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini. But Gargamuni does not want to disclose the fact that this child was actually originally in the womb of Devaki and then he was transferred to the womb of Rohini. But this name Sankarshan also means that he is that personality who was attracted. So Sankarshan comes from the word Akarshan, no? So he was attracted to the womb of Rohini from the womb of Devaki. This is another meaning of that name. Yeah, Shailesh?
In this first line, he says, the son of Rohini would be very pleasing to his family members and relatives, and therefore he would be called Ram.
Yes,
But
that Ram means one who gives pleasure. So Balaram.
he doesn't say Balram.
He'll be called Ram. Then because he'll be very strong, that name Bala is there, so it is added as a prefix to his name. Balaram. That Ram who is Balaram, who has a lot of strength.
Okay.
Garga Muni then informed Nanda Maharaj, as far as your son is concerned, this child has taken different bodily complexions in different yugas. So remember, when we discussed the avatars, we discussed yuga avatars. Every yuga there is an avatar. So this is the yuga avatar. So Garga Muni is saying, as far as your son is concerned, this child has taken different bodily complexions in different yugas, millennia. First of all, he assumed the color white, then the color red, and then the color yellow, and now he has assumed the color black. Besides that, he was formerly the son of Vasudev. Therefore, his name should be Vasudev as well as Krishna. Some people will call him Krishna and some will call him Vasudev. But one thing you must know, the son has many, many other names and activities due to his different pastimes. So he's saying that previously this son of yours has come in different colors, and now Krishna has come in black. That's why Krishna is called as Shyama Sundara. Shyam Sundar means he is his body is of the beautiful black. Actually, he's bluish black complexion. See here in these slides, you can see more details about this white incarnation, which I'm going to leave for you for homework. So you can read more about the white incarnation in Satya Yuga. Then here you have information about the red incarnation of Treta Yuga. And Prabhupada also explains that sometimes the Lord comes in the Treta Yuga in a green complexion. When he comes in a green complexion, he's coming as who? Who can say?
Rama.
Ram.
Lord Ramachandra. No? So it's not necessary that the Lord has to follow a set pattern. There are many Divya Yugas. So we know that one cycle of the 4 yugas is called one Divya Yugas. And there are so many Divya Yugas that are happening. No? So sometimes the Lord can appear in one color in one yuga, and in another Divya Yuga, he can appear in some other color. It's not necessary that the Lord has to follow a set pattern. So in one Treta Yuga, he came in the red complexion. In another Treta Yuga, he came in the green complexion, like that. So this you can read when I share the slides in the group. The white.
Maharaji, can you tell me what was the red complexion god's name?
See
Avatar.
here. See the red complexion God's name, it says here. In Treta Yuga, the Lord is glorified by the names Vishnu, Yagya, Prishnigarbha, Sarvadeva, Urukrama, Vrishakapi, Jayanta, and Urugaya. This is what we know. He's known by these names.
Okay.
Okay. Then in Dwapara Yuga, of course, it is Krishna. The details are there, the color of his clothes, the color of his complexion and everything. And then in the age of Kali, we have the golden complexion incarnation, who was none other than
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yeah, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why is his complexion golden?
He's in the mood of Radha.
Because he was Radha Rani. Actually.
Yes, he's in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So the complexion of Srimati Radharani is molten gold. No, Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi is her. We say when we recite her pranam mantra. So that's the color of Srimati Radharani. And because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a combined form of Krishna and Srimati Radharani, and because Krishna comes in the mood of Srimati Radharani, the complexion of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also golden. So Krishna came in the Kali Yuga as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And what did he do? In the age of Kali, Lord Krishna assumes a golden color and, accompanied by his personal devotees, introduces Harinam Sankirtan, the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. By this process, he delivers love for Krishna to the general populace. See, Krishna, when he appeared as Krishna, he killed many demons. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he killed the demon-like mentality by the weapon of this chanting of the holy name. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't kill any demons. He killed the demon-like mentality of the people of the Kali Yuga. So here in this verse, we can see how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he introduces this, and how this chanting of the holy name is the Yuga Dharma for Kali Yuga. From this verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, whatever result was obtained in Satya Yuga by meditating on Vishnu, in Treta Yuga by performing sacrifices, and in Dwapar Yuga by serving the Lord's lotus feet, can be obtained in Kali Yuga simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So we have discussed this previously. Now I thought let's just put the Shastric evidence that how every Yuga has its Yuga Dharma. So for Kali Yuga, the current age where we are now existing, the Yuga Dharma is to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
So in Satyuga, why we are not chanting Hare Krishna then? Why we are not worshipping Krishna? We are meditating upon only Vishnu.
Vishnu, Krishna is the same thing. You can use the words interchangeably. Many times if you see Prabhupada's purports, Vishnu and Krishna, the words are used interchangeably. Okay. Yeah, Wendy Perez, you have your hand raised.
Hello, how are you?
Hare Krishna, I'm good.
Hello, wait, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you so much. I am brand new in this class. I want to share with you, I don't know if this is a good moment, my experience about the divinity. So I don't know if I can share with you here in the class or
Uh, if it is short, then you can share it with us at the end of the class. And if it
okay.
is long, then you can send me a message.
No, it's not too long. Just I want to know because I know that I speak Spanish, I'm sorry. I know that the divinity has several avatar, how you say, that is true. But one day I was doing meditation with the mantra of Shiva. And then when I was in the meditation, I was out from my body. And then I see the God, but it's not was in the avatar at all. It was like my souls. It was me and in the souls, but he was the meaning. He was the main. You know what I mean? And then when I was in front of him, I know I have the consciousness with me and I don't feel nothing. So I was empty of everything, empty like love and everything. I was empty, nothing with me. So no contamination. And then I asked him, I don't know. I didn't know that. Just I asked him, where is my wishes? Where is my goal? Where is? Because I don't feel nothing when I was in front of him. But him was myself. You know what I mean? And then he only say everything is inside you and he returned me back here. So I know we have a lot of avatar about our Lord, but sometimes when I am doing the meditation, I just focus in that moment because I feel that one time I was studying the three Bhagavatam, and one part of the Bhagavatam in one story is they explain how he say you and me are the same. Just you forgot me, but you and me between you and me not different. Just the difference between you and me is here because you are contaminated about what you see. You know what I mean?
Okay, so yeah, I would like to add here that yes, we are the same as the Lord, but in quality, not in
Yes.
quantity. Yeah, quality because the Lord is Satchitananda. We are
Yes.
also Satchitananda. We are eternal, full of knowledge and with the soul. But quantitatively, there is a vast difference. Quantitatively, we don't have the same potency or the power as the.
Okay. Okay.
So anyway, thank you very much for sharing your experiences with us.
Thank
Very
you.
interesting to know. Thank you. Okay, getting back to Krishna book, Garga Muni further hinted to Nanda Maharaj that his son would be also called Giridhari because of his uncommon pastime of lifting Govardhan hill. Since Garga Muni was an astrologer, he could understand everything past and future, and thus he said, I know everything about his activities and names, but others do not know. This child will be very pleasing to all the cowherd men and cows. Being very popular in Vrindavan, he will be the cause of all good fortune for you. Because of his presence, you will overcome all kinds of material calamities despite opposing elements. So here Gargamuni is now making some predictions for Krishna. So what's the name he's giving him? He will be called as
Girdhari.
Giridhari
Giridhari.
because he will lift the Govardhan hill, he is saying. No? And he's also saying that he'll be very pleasing to cowherd men and cows. Gargamuni continued to say, "My dear king of Raja, in his previous births, this child many times protected righteous persons from the hands of rogues and thieves whenever there was political disruption. Your child is so powerful that anyone who will become a devotee of your boy will never be troubled by enemies. Just as demigods are always protected by Lord Vishnu, the devotees of your child will always be protected by Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This child will grow in power, beauty, and opulence in everything on the level of Narayan." So he's saying that this child will grow in everything on the level of Narayan. So he says that he's Narayana Sama. This is um, the prediction that Gargamuni is making. Yeah, Shailesh?
In the previous chapter, it is said that whether he's a baby or he's a youth or he's old, he is always God and he always has the power with him. So again, doesn't this contradict that?
What is contradicting? Which line is contradicting that?
This child will grow in power, beauty, opulence.
Okay, so see, we have to understand that Gargamuni is here as a family priest, and he's making predictions about this child for the future. So he's saying that in the future he will grow like that. So he is aware. See, he doesn't want to reveal to Nanda Maharaj that the reality of what is Krishna. Okay, so he's playing the role of an astrologer, and he's predicting the future for him. In that capacity, he's speaking.
But he told him that he'll lift up the mountain. So
Yeah, he will. He will. For the future, he's saying, no.
yeah, but then that is not something that an ordinary person can do. So why does he say one thing but restrain the other? I just didn't understand that.
No, he is saying that because Krishna is, right now, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, no doubt, but he is not displaying all his opulence in that baby form right now. He has displayed some in the past, but everything is not, he will display it more and more in the future. As he grows, he will show it more in the future. He's not, he's not always, see, Krishna is not interested actually in showing his opulence to the residents of Vraj. He's not, he doesn't want to, right? But he will be displaying it later, more and more. Yeah, Hari Kumar?
Yeah. So that means that now Yashoda as a mother, how she is reacting, because is the as a mother she should be more protective, right, by hearing all these things, or how she is reacting to this.
See, Yashoda is eternally at the level of spontaneous love for Krishna. No matter how much she hears that Krishna is Narayana Sama, no matter how much she sees Krishna showing the universal form, no matter how much she sees Krishna killing the demons, her love for Krishna, her spontaneous love for Krishna completely overpowers everything else. That is her level of pure spontaneous love that she has for Krishna. No matter how much Krishna shows his opulence, her love for Krishna completely overpowers all his opulence. Okay? Does that answer your question, Hari Kumar?
Yeah, thank you. But Gargamuni is indicating, right? Kamsa may come. Your don't celebrate in a very grand manner. Kamsa. So as a mother, she will be little fear. How to say? She need to be careful, or that's what I want to know. As a
Yeah,
mother,
that
how
she
she is
is fearing.
reacting to this.
She always fears that her child is facing danger. She's always fearing that the demons will kill Krishna. That's why every time, we say in Hindi, no, nazar utarna. She will take out the nazar for her son.
Okay.
She will pray to Lord Narayan, please protect my son. She will call the Brahmanas to chant some mantras for the protection of the child. She washes Krishna with the urine to protect him and chant the mantras and to purify him. So yes, all that she does for protecting her child. But actually, Krishna needs no protection.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
But as a mother is a mother, right?
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Therefore, I would advise that you protect him very carefully so that he may grow without disturbance. In other words, Gargamuni informed Nanda Maharaj that because he was a great devotee of Lord Narayan, the Lord had given him a son equal to himself. At the same time, Gargamuni indicated that his son would be disturbed by so many demons that Nanda should therefore be careful and protect him. So he's telling him that your son will be disturbed by many demons, and therefore you need to protect him. In this way, Gargamuni convinced Nanda Maharaj that Narayan himself had come as his son. In various ways, he described the transcendental qualities of his son. After giving this information, Gargamuni returned to his home. Nanda Maharaj began to think of himself as the most fortunate person, and he was very satisfied to receive such a benediction in this way. So see, here Gargamuni is saying that Krishna is Narayana Sama. But if you see in our Shastras, Krishna has 4 qualities that even Narayan does not have. Krishna has 4 qualities that even Narayan does not have. What is that? 1. Krishna is the performer of various wonderful pastimes, especially his childhood pastimes, Leela Madhuri. So, Krishna is Leela Purushottam. So, even Lord Narayan does not perform those enchanting Leelas that Krishna performs. So, Leela Madhuri is one. Then, Prema Madhuri. Krishna is surrounded by devotees endowed with wonderful love of Godhead. You'll always see Krishna surrounded by cows, calves, the Gopa friends, the gopis. In Dwarka, he has his 16,108 wives. He has his cousins. He's always the Pandavas, his cousins. So always he's surrounded by his loving devotees. 3, so that is Prema Madhuri. Then 3, he can attract all living entities all over the universe by playing on his flute, Venu Madhuri. So Krishna, when he plays the flute, the Yamuna starts flowing backward. The gopis, they drop whatever they are doing and they rush to Krishna when Krishna plays the flute. So like that, he just plays his flute, and all the not only the gopis but all the living entities, the cows, everyone, they just they cannot hold themselves back, no, and they rush to Krishna. So that is Venu Madhuri, his flute, how he attracts people by his flute. Then he has a wonderful excellence of beauty that cannot be rivaled anywhere in the creation, Rupa Madhuri. Now, of course, Narayan is very, 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 very beautiful, supremely beautiful, but Krishna is most beautiful. So these are the 4 qualities that Krishna has that even Narayan does not have. Leela Madhuri, Prema Madhuri, Venu Madhuri, and Rupa Madhuri. Coming back to Krishna book, a short time after this incident.
Can you please repeat one more time this 4?
The whole thing?
Names, basically.
What do you want me to repeat?
The name, Leela Madhuri,
Leela Madhuri, Prema Madhuri, Venu Madhuri, and Rupa Madhuri.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. A short time after this incident, both Balaram and Krishna began to crawl on their hands and knees. When they were crawling like that, they pleased their mothers. The bells tied to their waist and ankles sounded fascinating, and they could move around very pleasingly. Sometimes, just like ordinary children, they would be frightened by others and would immediately hurry to their mothers for protection. Sometimes they would fall into the clay and mud of Vrindavan and would approach their mothers smeared with clay and saffron. They were actually smeared with saffron and sandalwood pulp by their mothers, and due to crawling over muddy clay, they would simultaneously smear their bodies with clay. So now we are seeing the childhood pastimes of Krishna and Balaram. As soon as they would come crawling to their mothers, Yashoda and Rohini would take them on their laps and, covering them with the lower portion of their saris, allow them to suck their breasts. When the babies were sucking their breasts, the mothers would see small teeth coming in. Thus, their joy would be intensified to see their children grow. Sometimes the naughty babies would crawl up to the cowshed, catch the tail of a calf, and stand up. The calves, being disturbed, would immediately begin running here and there, and the children would be dragged over clay and cow dung. To see this fun, Yashoda and Rohini would call all their neighborhood friends and the gopis. Upon seeing these childhood pastimes of Lord Krishna, the gopis would be merged in transcendental bliss. In their enjoyment, they would laugh very loudly. Krishna and Balaram were so restless that their mothers, Yashoda and Rohini, would try to protect them from cows, bulls, monkeys, water, fire, and birds while they were executing their household duties. Being very anxious to protect the children and to execute their duties, they were not very tranquil. In a very short time, Krishna and Balaram began to stand up and slightly move on their legs. When Krishna and Balaram began to walk, their other friends of the same age joined them, and together they gave the highest transcendental pleasure to the gopis, specifically to Mother Yashoda and Rohini. All the gopi friends of Yashoda and Rohini enjoyed the naughty childish activities of Krishna and Balaram in Vrindavan. In order to enjoy further transcendental bliss, they all assembled and went to Mother Yashoda to lodge complaints against the restless boys. When Krishna was sitting before Mother Yashoda, all the elder gopis began to lodge complaints against him so that Krishna could hear. They said, "Dear Yashoda, why don't you restrict your naughty Krishna? He comes to our houses along with Balaram every morning and evening, and before the milking of the cows, they let loose the calves, and the calves drink all the milk of the cows. So when we go to milk the cows, we find no milk and we have to return with empty pots. If we warn Krishna and Balaram about doing this, they simply smile so charmingly that we cannot do anything." So now the neighbors are complaining to Yashoda. "Also, your Krishna and Balaram find great pleasure in stealing our stock of yogurt and butter from wherever we keep it. When Krishna and Balaram are caught stealing the yogurt and butter, they say, 'Why do you charge us with stealing? Do you think that the butter and yogurt are in scarcity in our house?' Sometimes they steal butter, yogurt, and milk and distribute them to the monkeys. When the monkeys are well fed and do not take any more, then your boys chide, 'This milk and butter and yogurt are useless. Even the monkeys won't take it.' And they break the pots and throw them hither and thither. If we keep our stock of yogurt, butter, and milk in a solitary dark place, your Krishna and Balaram find it in the darkness by the glaring effulgence of the ornaments and jewels on their bodies. If by chance they cannot find the hidden butter and yogurt, they go to our little babies and pinch their bodies so that they cry and they go away. If out of fear of these naughty boys, we keep our stock of butter and yogurt high on the ceiling, hanging on a swing, although it is beyond their reach, they arrange to reach it by piling all kinds of wooden planks over the grinding machine. And if they cannot reach, they make a hole in the pot. We think, therefore, that you'd better take all the jeweled ornaments from the bodies of your children." So, no matter where the gopis are keeping the butter, yogurt, Krishna and Balaram and their friends are able to reach it. Even in the dark, they are able to see because of the light coming from the jewels. So much, so much they are decorated with the jewels. And not only that, they are also pinching the little babies and they are making the babies cry. So the Krishna and Balaram are very, very naughty children. On hearing this, Yashoda would say, "All right, I will take all the jewels from Krishna so that he cannot see the butter hidden in the darkness." Then the gopis would say, "No, no, don't do this. What good will you do by taking away the jewels? We do not know what kind of boys these are, but even without ornaments, they spread some kind of effulgence so that even in darkness they can see everything." Then Mother Yashoda would inform them, "All right, keep your butter and yogurt carefully so that they may not reach it." In reply to this, Gopi said, "Yes, actually we do so. But because we are sometimes engaged in our household duties, these naughty boys enter our house somehow or the other and spoil everything. Sometimes, being unable to steal our butter and yogurt, out of anger, they pass urine on the clean floor and sometimes spit on it. Now, just see how your boy is hearing these complaints. All day he simply makes arrangements to steal our butter and yogurt, and now he is sitting just like a very silent good boy. Just see his face." Mother Yashoda thought to chastise her boy after hearing all the complaints. She saw his pitiable face and smiling, and she did not chastise him. So what are they doing other than stealing the butter and the yogurt in the darkness? They're also passing urine on the clean floor. They're spitting on the floor. No? Another day, when Krishna and Balaram were playing with their friends, all the boys joined Balaram and complained to Mother Yashoda that Krishna had eaten clay. On hearing this, Mother Yashoda caught hold of Krishna's hand and said, "My dear Krishna, why have you eaten earth in a solitary place? Just see, all your friends, including Balaram, are complaining about you." Being afraid of his mother, Krishna replied, "My dear mother, all these boys, including my elder brother Balaram, are speaking lies against me. I have never eaten any clay. My elder brother Balaram, while playing with me today, became angry and therefore he has joined with the other boys to complain against me. They have all combined together to complain so you will be angry and chastise me. If you think they are truthful, then you can look within my mouth to see whether I have eaten clay or not. His mother replied, all right, if you have actually not eaten any clay, then just open your mouth. I shall see. So, what is the complaint that Balaram has for Yashoda about Krishna?
That Krishna has eaten clay.
That Krishna has eaten clay. Has he really eaten clay or no?
Yes.
Yes,
He has,
yes.
no? He has
Yeah.
actually eaten clay. But what is Krishna saying?
That they are telling lies that I have not eaten clay.
Oh, so Krishna is speaking lies. He's the supreme absolute truth, and he is speaking lies. So, how to understand this?
This is just his Leela,
Okay,
just being naughty
he's just being naughty.
with his mother.
He wants to show his mother
So this
Yashoda who he is.
He wants to show
I think
Mother
that is
Yashoda
idea.
who he is. No,
He
Krishna is
is
not
actually
interested. Krishna doesn't want to show Yashoda that he is God. He is enjoying that childhood pastimes with Yashoda. He is not interested in showing his opulence to Yashoda.
he is the absolute truth, so he can do anything. He speak lies
Oh, so
also.
he is the absolute truth, so he can speak lies.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we practice what we preach? See, Krishna has many qualities. No, he has unlimited qualities. But of all his qualities, his greatest quality is that he is Bhakta Vatsala. He is Bhakta Vatsala. The devotees are very, very dear to him. So Krishna holds his devotees very close to his heart. So of all his qualities as Bhakta Vatsala is topmost. And when he performs these pastimes of speaking lies and passing urine on the floor, because see, externally it may appear very obnoxious, no? It may appear that, oh, how can somebody do that? No, pinching the babies, passing urine on the floor and doing all this nonsense, breaking the pots, feeding them to the monkeys. So externally, it may appear to be very unacceptable, but all this is increasing the Vatsalya Bhav. It is increasing the love. It is increasing the attraction Mother Yashoda has for her son, or the gopis have for Krishna and Balaram. So, in his role as Bhakta Vatsala, in order to enhance the this feeling of spontaneous love, therefore Krishna is performing these leelas. Okay, therefore he is performing these leelas in order to enhance this 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 particular love that the devotees have for him, to nourish the Vatsalya Bhav. Krishna is doing what he is doing. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna was so ordered by his mother, he immediately opened his mouth just like an ordinary boy. Then Mother Yashoda saw within that mouth the complete opulence of creation. So, what has Mother Yashoda seen in the mouth of Krishna? The complete opulence of creation. She saw the entire outer space in all directions, mountains, islands, oceans, seas, planets, air, fire, moon, and stars. Along with the moon and the stars, she also saw all the elements, water, sky, and the extensive ethereal existence, along with the total ego and its products, namely the senses, the controllers of the senses, all the demigods and the objects of the senses, like sound and smell. Within his mouth, she also saw the three qualities of material nature, all living entities, eternal time, material nature, spiritual nature, activity, consciousness, and different forms of the whole creation. So, Krishna has shown everything that one can possibly see, materially, spiritually, everything in the creation, he has shown to Yashoda in his mouth. Now, the question may arise, but we just said Krishna is not interested in showing his opulence to Krishna. So, why has Krishna shown that opulence to? I'm sorry, Krishna is not interested in showing his opulence to Yashoda. So why in this case has he done that? Is the question
show
that
us
one may
mother
ask. So what do you think is the answer?
Because he's
to show us
Huh?
mother is to show us that we understand that he actually the supreme personality of Godhead So that in the future, if someone comes and say that I am God, then we can tell them that to open their mouth and show.
Yes, correct. But then why to Yashoda? Because he showed the universal form to Arjuna also on the battlefield. And based on that also we can say, no, okay, if somebody claims to be God, then you show the universal form like how Krishna showed it to Arjuna. But why is he showing it to Yashoda?
Because he's Bhakta Vatsala, he's showing love for his mother.
But when he's showing the universal form, he's not showing love, no, he's showing his opulence, he's not showing his sweetness. See, Krishna has two aspects. One is sweetness and one is opulence. We discussed in the previous class. So Krishna in Vrindavan in Vraj with the Vrajavasis, he's only interested in the sweetness, and also his Krishna's sweetness completely overshadows his opulence in Vraj for the Vrajavasis. So here he's showing his opulence. So how it will enhance the sweetness? When you see, let's say you have a sun and you actually see the whole universal form in the sun's mouth, will you be able to chastise that sun later? If you remember what you saw, will you be able to chastise the sun, punish him, beat him with the stick?
No, because
Will you be able to do that, or will you be reverential and always be offering prayers, and there will be the intimacy in the relationship will go, no, because you are more formal. You'll become more formal with that person. Yeah, Shailesh?
Two things. One, I was trying to ask the question when the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna was ordered by his mother. So why the choice of these words? That I didn't get.
Yeah, his mother
So,
ordered him, open your mouth immediately. What's wrong? She's his mother, no?
but he is the Supreme Personality of
But she doesn't
Godhead.
know that. She's not aware of that. Now, for her, for Krishna, for Yashoda, Krishna is my Lala. That's it. It stops at that. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. For Yashoda, Krishna is her beloved son whom she has to protect, whom she has to discipline, whom she has to teach what is right and wrong. Actually, Yashoda, yeah, the next Leela, we will be seeing the Damodar Leela. So, the Acharyas explain that actually Yashoda is worried that if Krishna is going to be so naughty and he's going to be stealing butter and other things, when he grows up, his reputation will be spoiled and nobody will marry my son. Yashoda is thinking like that. So for Yashoda, he's just her son, okay, whom she has to
That's why
discipline.
I think that's why he shows his opulence, because he knows that even if I show my opulence, she is so tied in that Leela and so tied in the love that she has for him that it wouldn't matter. That's what I think.
Krishna does not want that Yashoda knows that he is a supreme personality of Godhead, because then the intimacy in the relationship will not be there. The sweetness will not be there in the relationship. Krishna wants to enjoy that sweetness with Yashoda and the other Rajavasis. Krishna does not want that reverential relationship with them. So he's not interested in showing his opulence to Rajavasis and definitely not to Yashoda. So why now did he show it?
Maybe he wants to prepare Yashoda for future when he leave and go. He has some duties to do.
No, even
Is that
Yashoda never comes out of this Vatsala Bhav for Krishna. Whether he is there or he is not there, doesn't matter. Yashreya, you had your hand raised? Now I see.
Yeah, well, I think you already answered it, because you said he wasn't even interested in showing the opulence to Rajvasis. I was going to tell that maybe he wanted to show it to other people, because anyway, like I think Yashoda faints, right? And she doesn't remember. So
Yeah. So
not
no
that
matter
deep.
how much Krishna, even if he shows his opulence, Yashoda is her love completely overpowers. Okay, so that is the sweetness in the relationship between Yashoda and Krishna. So see, this is the reason why we should hear from our acharyas. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he explains. He says that Krishna is not interested in displaying his opulence, Aishwarya. But because of the influence of the sweetness of love of the residents of Raja, because of the influence of the sweetness of his love of Raja, he is not interested in showing his opulence. That's not what Krishna wants. But the thing is, whenever Krishna comes, he's always accompanied by his Shaktis, his potencies. No? Krishna has unlimited potencies, unlimited Shaktis. So when he comes, he's also accompanied by all these potencies. And all these potencies want to serve Krishna. So they are always waiting for an opportunity to serve Krishna. So one of Krishna's potencies is the potency that every desire of Krishna should be fulfilled. So that is also one potency of Krishna. It is called as Satya Sankalpa Shakti. Satya Sankalpa Shakti, which means every desire of Krishna should be fulfilled. So this Satya Sankalpa Shakti is also there with Krishna, right? And waiting to serve Krishna, waiting to manifest so that she can do some seva, some service to Krishna. So what was Krishna's desire when he opened his mouth? His desire when he opened his mouth was Yashoda should not find dirt in his mouth. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, because
Yes.
because he told Yashoda that I have not eaten dirt. But he has spoken a lie. And now Yashoda has ordered him, okay, open your mouth. I want to see. So Krishna's desire is what? Oh, I don't want to be discovered. I don't want Yashoda to see the dirt in my mouth. So therefore that Satya Sankalpa Shakti has manifested this universal form so that Yashoda does not see the dirt in his mouth. So this is explained by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Very, very interesting, no? Okay.
Haribol?
Yes, Lavina.
Krishna. The last point which you mentioned, that why did Krishna do all the mischief of passing urine and spitting on the floor, or stealing the thing? What was the main reason?
Because it enhances the love and the attraction that Yashoda and the gopis feel for Krishna, because Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala. His devotees are very dear to him. So when he performs such naughty pastimes, it increases the Vatsalya Bhav, parental affection. That's why.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Yashoda could find within the mouth of her child. Yashriya, you have your hand raised?
Yeah, I know questions, but just wanted to share something that, by just reading this, we can't even imagine this is real. It looks so fictional. Like, how can, like, something like this enter into somebody's mouth?
Yes, that's Krishna for you. No, Achintya, you cannot, inconceivable, inconceivable. And see, it is so much more nectar when we read from the Shastras, because we may see in a TV serial, but we don't get this kind of nectar that we get when we read directly from the Shastras, isn't it?
Very true.
Yes. Okay. Yashoda could find within the mouth of her child everything necessary for cosmic manifestation. She also saw within his mouth herself taking Krishna on her lap and having him suck her breast. So Yashoda has seen the entire cosmic manifestation, and also she has seen herself with Krishna on her lap in that universal form. No? So Krishna is within the universe, and yet the universe is in him. That is Krishna for you. Inconceivable, inconceivable. Upon seeing all this, she became struck with awe and began to wonder whether she was dreaming or actually seeing something extraordinary. She concluded that she was either dreaming or seeing the play of illusory energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She thought that she had become mad, mentally deranged, to see all those wonderful things. Then she thought, it may be cosmic mystic power attained by my child, and therefore I am perplexed by such visions within his mouth. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is beyond the expression of consciousness, mind, work, and philosophical speculation, and whose different energies produce everything manifested and unmanifested. Under his energy, bodily self and bodily possessions are conceived. She then said, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto him, under whose illusory energy I am thinking that Nanda Maharaj is my husband and Krishna is my son, that all the properties of Nanda Maharaj belong to me, and that all the cowherd men and women are my subjects. All this misconception is due to the illusory energy of the Supreme Lord. So let me pray to him that he may protect me always. So Yashoda is now thinking, what is the reason that she saw something like this? So first what she is thinking, that she is probably dreaming. No. But then she realized that no, I'm not dreaming, I'm very much awake. No. Then she thought that probably I have gone mad, I have become crazy, I have become mentally deranged, she's thinking. But then she realizes that no, I am sane, I have a sane mind, I am not mentally deranged. So like that, and then she's thinking that this must be some cosmic mystic power that my child has attained. No. So like that, she's trying to figure out what is the reason for the vision that she just saw. And then she has become philosophical. No, now she's becoming philosophical, and she's saying that, oh, I should offer my respectful obeisances to the Lord. Hmm? Everything is working under the influence of the Lord, because she's worshipping Narayan or Vishnu, and she's saying that, oh, I'm thinking that actually Nanda Maharaj is my husband, Krishna is my son, but actually nothing belongs to me, everything belongs to the Lord. No, so she's becoming philosophical now. See, let's read from the uh, commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He writes, Yashoda began to argue within herself about the cause of the vision. I am not dreaming because my eyes are wide open. In this some illusion? Is this some illusion created by the demigods? Why should the demigods delude an insignificant person like me? Is it some mental derangement? No, because my mind is stable and in good working order. This vision must be due to some mystic power of my son, Atma Yoga, since Garga Muni said he would have qualities like Narayan. Yashoda rejected the last reason after seeing her son's hunger, thirst, naughtiness, and innocence. Not finding any real cause of her vision, Yashoda simply offered respects to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, who is the ultimate cause of all things beyond our comprehension, and prayed for his protection. So Yashoda is also rejecting that her son has the qualities like Narayan, even though Gargamuni has said this. No, she is rejecting the last reason, because she's saying, oh, if he is Narayan, then how come he's feeling hungry and thirsty? How come he's being so naughty, and how come he's so innocent? Because if he is Narayan, then how come Narayan be hungry and thirsty? How can he be crying for some little bit of milk that he wants to suck from Yashoda's breast? No. So her love for Krishna completely overpowers his opulence. Coming back to Krishna book. While Mother Yashoda was thinking in this high philosophical way, Lord Krishna again expanded his internal energy just to bewilder her with maternal affection. So even Krishna does not want her to be thinking in this high philosophical way. So again, he's putting her under Yoga Maya. Internal energy is Yoga Maya. No. So Krishna again expanded his internal energy just to bewilder her with maternal affection. Immediately, Mother Yashoda forgot all philosophical speculation and accepted Krishna as her own child. She took him on her lap and became overwhelmed with maternal affection. She thus began to think of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is understood through the processes of cultivating knowledge derived from the Upanishads and the Vedanta Sutras, practicing mystic yoga, and studying Sankhya philosophy as her own begotten child. Certainly, Mother Yashoda had executed many, many pious activities, as a result of which she got the absolute truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as her son who sucked milk from her breast. Similarly, Nanda Maharaj must also have performed many great sacrifices and pious activities for Lord Krishna to become his son and address him as father. But it is surprising that Vasudeva and Devaki did not enjoy the transcendental bliss of Krishna's childhood pastimes, although Krishna was their real son. The childhood pastimes of Krishna are glorified even today by many sages and saintly persons, but Vasudeva and Devaki could not enjoy such childhood pastimes personally. The reason for this was explained by Sukadeva Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit as follows. So what is the reason that Yashoda and Nanda were able to enjoy the childhood pastimes, while Devaki and Vasudeva, his real parents, his biological parents, were not able to do so? This we are going to see. See, again, let's read from the commentary by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. In this verse, Vyasadeva shows how Yashoda's maternal love was superior to that of Devaki. Yashoda's love remains unrestricted in spite of seeing Krishna's powers and hearing about the Lord's powers from the scriptures. So no matter what, Yashoda's love remains unrestricted. No? Without regard for time and place, Mother Yashoda considered the all-powerful Lord, who is glorified directly and indirectly in the scriptures, as an ordinary child. Yashoda thought, by the mercy of our powerful family deity, Lord Narayan, who has been satisfied by the austerities and worship executed by Nanda and me, and who has been satisfied with many austerities of Parjanya, I have been given this son, who the karmis glorify as the absolute truth propounded in the scriptures. People accept this because of Gargamuni's statement that Krishna is equal in quality to Narayan, and because of the stories of Krishna's killing of gigantic demons like Putana and others. Therefore, everyone believes my son is Narayan, but actually, he is just my child. If he does not see me for a moment, he becomes very disturbed. I also become very disturbed when separated for a moment from him. Our experience is our proof. In this way, Mother Yashoda thought about Krishna. Coming back to Krishna book. When the best of the Vasus, named Drona, and his wife, Dhara, were ordered to increase progeny by Lord Brahma, they said unto him, Dear father, we are seeking your benediction. When we take birth again within the universe, may the Supreme Lord Krishna, in his most attractive feature of childhood, absorb our whole attention. May our dealings with him be so powerful that simply by hearing these childhood activities of his, anyone will very easily cross over the naisance of birth and death. Lord Brahma agreed to give them the benediction, and as a result, the same Drona appeared as Nanda Maharaj in Vrindavan, and the same Dhara appeared as Mother Yashoda, the wife of Nanda Maharaj. So, Drona and Dhara were given this blessing by Lord Brahma upon request by them that they want to, where is that? That they want to be completely absorbed in the childhood pastimes of Krishna. So that is the benediction they got from Lord Brahma. Yes, Shreya.
Mother, it's Vasu mean the best of Vasus.
What's that? I didn't get you. Sorry.
When the best of the Vasus, so what does Vasus mean?
Oh, there are different different kinds. Devatas are divided into different categories. So one category is the Vasus, and they are described as the best of the Vasus. It's a technical thing. I don't remember correctly, but it's a certain category of personalities of Godhead. Okay.
Okay.
Like that. But I'm not able to remember the exact three categories. I think there are three categories. Like that it is. I will try to research it and I will share it in the group. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, Hari Kumar.
Yeah. So, like this, is there any backstory why Vasudeva and Devaki are missing the Krishna's childhood playtime? Is there any backstory like this?
See, because Vasudev and Devaki are not at the spontaneous, they are not at the level of spontaneous love like Yashoda. Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. See, when there are pure, even among pure devotees, even among the purest of the pure devotees, there are gradations. So Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj are at the level of spontaneous love. There are two categories. See, there is something called as sadhana siddha, and there is something called as nitya siddha. Now, nitya siddha devotees are those devotees who never fall from the spiritual world, who never fall from the spiritual world. So they are the nitya siddha devotees. And sadhana siddha devotees are those devotees who fall down from the material world, then they perform sadhana. No, like we are all performing sadhana, right? So sadhana siddha devotees are those devotees who fall down, then they perform sadhana, and then they perfect themselves. But Srila Prabhupada explains that in the spiritual world, they do not make a distinction that, oh, you are a sadhana siddha and I am a nitya siddha, so I'm superior to you. No. In the material world, in the spiritual world in Vaikuntha, there is no place for such emotions or such feelings. But we have to understand that Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj are nitya siddha devotees. They are nitya siddha devotees. They never fall down and they are at the level of spontaneous love for Krishna. But Devaki and Vasudev, they performed sadhana. We saw, no, in the previous chapter, how they did so much of tapasya. They were eating only leaves for so many years. And then they desire to have a son like Krishna. So they performed sadhana and then they became Nitya Siddhas. This is how I understand it. Then they became Nitya Siddhas.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. See, again from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary, there are different levels of happiness and prema due to the different degrees of covering of jnana and aishwarya. Actually, this answers your question, Hari Kumar. The prema of Mother Yashoda and other pure devotees of her caliber mutually binds them to Krishna with the ropes of intense attachment and completely covers jnana and aishwarya. This in turn creates a kind of happiness not available to devotees like Devaki, whose prema has less strength due to the mixture of jnana and aishwarya, appreciation of Krishna's power and opulence. So the love of Devaki is mixed with jnana and aishwarya, which means Devaki, she knows, she appreciates Krishna's power and opulence. But in the case of Yashoda, her prema is not mixed with the appreciation of jnana and aishwarya of Krishna. So this is a difference between Devaki and Yashoda's love. Because Krishna's appearance and his childhood pastimes are eternal, Nanda and Yashoda should also be Nitya Siddha, eternally liberated associates of the Lord. A sadhana siddha is not qualified to attain the same post as Nanda and Yashoda. So see, Nanda and Yashoda, they are Nitya Siddha devotees, as we explained. So a sadhana siddha is not qualified to attain the same post as Nanda and Yashoda. So see, Nanda and Yashoda, the post is already taken. Nobody can become Yashoda. It's not like Brahma, that okay, Brahma finishes his 100 years and then another living entity who has qualified himself, he becomes Brahma. Nobody can become Nanda and Yashoda. That post is already taken. Eternally, Yashoda and Nanda are the parents of Krishna. Eternally, they get to enjoy the childhood pastimes of Krishna. Okay, so that post is already taken. Nobody can become them. Yeah, Shreya?
So to understand this, so Nanda and Yashoda are like, they were eternally Nanda and Yashoda. They were not like normal human being and then they attained
No, they are Nitya Siddhas. Yes.
So since like time eternal, they were
Yes.
Nanda and Yashoda always.
Correct.
Raji, can you explain the qualities of Nitya Siddha? I'm sorry.
Nitya Siddhas, they never fall down from the material world. They never fall down. Nitya means eternally. Eternally, they are already, eternally liberated. They are eternally liberated associates of the Lord.
Okay.
So now Drona and Dhara performed pure sadhana bhakti and prayed for pure prema bhakti. It was different from the bhakti of Prishni and Sutapa, who performed bhakti mixed with austerity and yoga. So remember, Devaki and Vasudev, in the previous lifetime, we saw Krishna explained to them that actually previously you were Prishni and Sutapa, right? Now Drona and Dhara, they performed pure sadhana bhakti and prayed for pure prema bhakti. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says. But that was different from the austerity that Prishni and Sutapa did, because their bhakti was mixed with austerity and yoga. Or in other words, it was mixed with appreciation of Krishna's power and opulence.
Prishni and Sutapa is the actual mother, right?
Devaki and Vasudeva in the previous life. Yes, yes. Drona was born in Vraja as Nanda and Dhara was born as Yashoda. Actually, it should be understood that Drona and Dhara, who were sadhana siddhas, entered into the Nitya Siddha forms of Nanda and Yashoda at that time. See, one may say, oh, but we are contradicting here, because Drona and Dhara, they perform sadhana bhakti. And we are saying that Yashoda and Nanda are Nitya Siddhas. So how to understand this? So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that Drona was born in Vraja as Nanda and Dhara was born as Yashoda. Actually, it should be understood that Drona and Dhara, who were sadhana siddhas, they entered into the Nitya Siddha forms of Nanda and Yashoda at that time. Anyway, it's a little too technical. Don't worry, we just absorb the sweetness of Krishna.
That's like, how do you understand this? Because if there was Drona and Dhara, then they attain like Nanda and Yashoda, that means they have performed something. Then it should be sadhana siddha, right? Instead of nitya
Oh, that's
siddha.
what say. This is the line. Drona and Dhara, who were sadhana siddhas, they entered into the Nitya Siddha forms of Nanda and Yashoda.
Okay, so once they are Nanda and Yashoda, then that's it.
Drona and Dhara entered into the forms of Nanda and Yashoda. Nanda and Yashoda are eternally liberated associates of the Lord. Eternally they are parents. So Drona and Dhara have entered into the Nitya Siddha forms. Yes, they entered into the forms of Nanda and Yashoda.
Hmm. So they did not become, but they entered. So that's the difference, I'm guessing.
Yes.
So can I understand this as they have transformed by devotion, they have transformed over a period of time then, or in the next living?
I don't know what you understand by transform.
No, basically they have moved from sadhana siddha to nitya siddha, right? So they
They
have done
entered, from
entered
sadhana siddha, they entered into the
after.
Nitya Siddha forms. I would just repeat
Yeah.
the same line here. I cannot
Okay.
go beyond that.
Good. Okay. Thank you.
Mataji, can you go one slide back on this?
Here,
Yeah, thank you. I got it. Thank you.
okay, coming back to Krishna book. In this way, Nanda Maharaj and his wife, Mother Yashoda, developed their unalloyed devotion for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, having gotten him as their son. And all the gopis and cowherd men who were associates of Krishna naturally developed their own different feelings of love for Krishna. Therefore, just to fulfill the benediction of Lord Brahma, Lord Krishna appeared along with his plenary expansion, Balaram, and performed all kinds of childhood pastimes in order to increase the transcendental pleasure of all the residents of Vrindavan. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of 8th chapter of Krishna, vision of the universal form. On that note, by the mercy of Sri Guru and Sri Krishna, we come to the end of chapter number 8 of the Krishna book. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.
Do we have any questions or comments?
Thank you, Mataji. Koti koti dandavat pranam to Ajit Sinam Mataji. Anant koti dandavat pranam to Ajit Jai Pataka Maharaj. Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Thank you for your deep devotional exercise and koti koti dandavat pranam.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you very much for your association, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Panchang Pranam. I have one question.
Yes.
Actually, when it is mentioned that Yashoda is in this and this in the mouth of Krishna, so there is a statement that she also sees the ego and its product. She also sees the sense, she also sees the consciousness, she also sees the eternal time, which are not, no, it is not something that we can see. So how to understand that she is able to see the ego, she is able to see the all these consciousness, she is able to see the material, spiritual nature and different forms. So how she is able to see all that when these are something which are not visible.
Yeah. So how to understand this? We cannot understand it.
Yeah.
We just accept it. You cannot understand it because these are all, see, these are the elements of material nature. False ego and all, these are all the different elements of material nature. So in short, Krishna showed her all the elements of material nature and everything material that exists and everything spiritual that exists. She was able to see everything. So it is inconceivable. It is inconceivable. A lot of this in Krishna book is inconceivable. We cannot understand. So we just read, accept, and move on. We cannot understand because Krishna is achintya, inconceivable.
Thank you, Mataji.
You're welcome.
I
What
think
else do we have to discuss?
try to imagine that picture. I mean, I'm trying to imagine that. I cannot. Like, how, it's like,
Yes.
how.
Welcome to Krishna consciousness. Okay. Are we ready for the test?
Yes.
Okay, give me a moment. Let me. The next chapter is my favorite chapter. It is the crown jewel of all the Vatsalya pastimes of Krishna, the Damodar Leela. So that we will see in the next class if Krishna so sanctions.
Finally, I've been waiting. Been waiting.
Yes, I have also been waiting for that. Okay, so I'm putting up the link for the exam in your chat. Let me know. Yeah, there it is. Let me know if you can access it. Can you access it?
Can't see anything.
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Your time starts now.
I can't see anything in the chat.
Okay,
Have
I'll
you put it? Hmm. Okay, it just came.
It came? Okay.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
I did not get the link.
Okay, I'll share it in the chat again.
Okay, thank you.
There it goes. Did you get it now?
Recording in progress.